Tim just showed me a video of a friend of his that he went to school with. Now he specializes. I've seen these videos before. He'll go out on a dive around sharks, And there was one, just a new one.
Yeah, he sent it to me yesterday. My buddy George has been in the Bahamas for a couple weeks. And yesterday he was diving with tiger sharks, or 2 days ago.
That's an aggressive shark.
That is the shark, they say, I believe, just attacks to attack.
Well, what's a man-eater?
His friend George had a camera down there.
He had a setup of 4 cameras. He was testing them. He told me he was going to go down there and test these cameras. And a tiger shark came by and ate one of the cameras.
Yeah, just bit it. I mean, and he got it from all these
ripped it
different
right
angles.
out of George's hand.
And the quality of the
know
videos.
that life.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it. Why? Because I can.
Yeah. You can go get it.
There were a couple of cameras around, and the shark took like 3 bites of the camera, realized this isn't food,
and then
spit it out.
Quality of the video is incredible.
I've done that.
Wait.
This isn't food.
What is this?
This isn't food.
Oh,
That's foam, man. Oh.
You're very much like a tiger shark. Not as aggressive, I don't think.
No, not as speedy.
No. But you get after sometimes food, sometimes you attack other things.
Now, it's not my place to sell this video to Inside Edition or TMZ, but
I mean,
he could make a fortune.
You definitely could see that at the end of an Inside Edition.
Yes.
Look at this guy under the water, or certainly going viral.
Today, he said he's going to hang with hammerhead sharks, and I think he said nurse sharks.
What was it Biggie said once? Well, nurse sharks, they're not.
Nurse
I think
sharks,
they're more mellow.
They are. They're the ones
But
that
the tiger.
Tiger's aggressive. Nurse shark is what they normally use when they do the swim with the sharks type places. Disney used to have one.
You've
Really?
said, now, to me, you've said 2 things. Remember how things stick with me over the 26 years of this show. You've said 2 things about sharks that stuck with. One, there was a guy on the beach after being bitten by a shark, bleeding out, and they had no cell service because it was so remote. So someone else came to him, ran a half mile to get to help, bring it to him, and saved him. And Biggie said that if that had been him that had come walking up on that beach on the shark victim and had to go a half mile to get help, you would have just said,
"You're going to bleed out. I'm going to stay here and hold your hand so you're not alone, but you ain't getting help."
Think about all you want me to say to your wife when you're past.
I believe you would offer to slowly put your hand over his nose and mouth just to make it less painful.
There's no sense in,
right.
I can end it now if you'd like.
Great take on sharks. Fantastic. Maybe an even better one. I've thought about this a lot. What a shark gets is, they always say sharks don't like the taste of human. They go after, they want you because they think you're a seal or something. They get you, they bite you, and then they kind of spit you out. So what they get is, they think it's food. They don't know, we're in their area, of course. They come up and bite us expecting a delicious treat. Then not only does it taste terrible, somebody's smacking you in the nose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like anytime you go up to a buffet and you think, "Oh, I've got something good," and it turns out to be caviar or something, you're like, "Oh, this is terrible," and you get smacked in the face.
I've said, imagine, yeah, exactly. Imagine taking a bite of the worst thing you've ever tasted and then being punched in the face for it.
Or poked in the eye.
Double whammy. You are these are such insights on shark. Who's the shark expert here? Is it George or is it Biggie?
Put me on Shark Week.
You should get on George's boat.
You should be on George's boat. And here I said, Tim said, I know a shark expert. And I said, well, I'm one. I thought he said shart. How many times have I
Classic mix-up.
I've sharted.
That's pickleball, basketball.
How many different courts,
Broadcasting.
gyms, treadmills, have I sharted on because of the things I've chosen to eat, like those bear bells that I have to really limit myself on those too. I'm buying only 3 at a time, and I keep them in my glove box so that I only can get one every day.
That's going to be weird for the cops to find.
Again,
anything here I need to know about, Chief?
There are 3 bear, there's some bear bells in the glove.
The dog sat down, so we got to search your car.
Yeah, that is weird to know about. Last night, not only do we have the Super Bowl this weekend, we have the NFL honors ceremony last night in New Orleans at the Super Bowl. Josh Allen was named MVP. That was a real, will it be him or will it be Lamar Jackson? Most people, I think, thought Josh Allen would get it. He did. Snoop Dogg hosted and did a good job from what I understand. I didn't see any of it. There was one joke at Bill Belichick's expense.
Because I've been a football fan for a long, long time. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys was good. I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
Whoa.
Bill was chuckling.
Was he there?
Yeah, front row.
Was the girlfriend there?
Yes.
Have you seen any pictures of how they showed up?
No.
Bill wore all his Super Bowl rings.
Oh, he did.
And one of which was on her head, too.
Marriage
so
in
showed
the
up
future?
blinged out. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He looks, I guess she really has relaxed him.
I guess.
I've never seen him look happy.
Smiling
Yeah.
ear to ear all the time.
When they're together, he looks very, very happy.
You said he's got a new pep in his step. He's out recruiting. You know? He's out in the living rooms of the kids.
But he also
barbecue in North
Yeah,
Carolina.
but he just seems like a happier guy.
Oh, much happier. Maybe this really suits him. Well, it's that young woman.
Jesus.
Reminder, you're not on the pickleball court.
Good God.
Sorry. It's that young woman he's got next to him, you know, and it's just putting a newfound pep in his step, as we say. Who was the hockey player that had his young girlfriend next to him when he was getting the award that time?
The Penguins legend.
Yes. Who did he? God, now I'm forgetting his name. We have that.
Yarmir.
Yager.
Yeah.
Yarmir Yager was on the ice, and his
Are they retiring his jersey or something? I don't even know.
yeah, and now I can't
sweater.
find it now. But anyway, he was out there with his girlfriend, and she was not born when he did all these things, and he said, "Oh, sorry,
I play here before she born.
she wasn't born." Exactly. So he was the. I know. So when he introduced her, you know, she had no idea. She had no idea.
Belichick's girlfriend is 24, right? Is that clock?
I believe so, yeah.
24.
That's right. So
Once again,
4.
right.
This century.
That's right. So he,
once again proving that young can change your life.
yeah. Well, it has for him. You cannot get the smile off of his face. What was it? Don McClain was dating someone. He was like 75 and she was 31 or something. And he spoke about it and said, she's keeping me youthful. You know, she's keeping me young.
Yeah.
And I always say to my wife when we see these things on television, she always screams at it, like, how can this 70-year-old man date this 24-year-old? And I say the same thing. The heart wants what it wants.
Yeah, you're sowing the seeds for your next relationship, according to Biggie.
My wife always says to me, if you say the heart wants what it wants, I will kill you in the night. Kill you in your sleep.
You're not going to start dating one of your daughter's track teammates, are you?
No, I would not do that.
Not yet.
Although, of course, at the cross-country meet, they all stood in front of me.
You got busted staring.
You were, yeah.
My wife said, it's obvious you're staring at those asses. And I was like, I don't know.
What asses?
What are you talking about? They're all around me. I mean, they were just right. I was sitting in my lawn chair. Remember holding our cockapoo?
Yeah.
I was stroking my cockapoo, and there were 10 asses around me. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You know, they're right in front of you.
The dog, it's smothering. Let her go. She can't breathe. What?
I know. I had her all. I had her in my lap. Imagine what those 18-year-old girls thought of me as they looked back at this guy holding the cockapoo in his lap, sitting in a lawn chair.
Doing a wordle. Hunched over his phone with his readers on.
Sexy. Talk about putting off a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, when you're down there doing your wordle like that. Most Americans now, this is us too, completely us, cannot watch their television without
Food?
Closed captioning on.
Oh.
I was stunned at the number.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind, but our buddy Weather Dave would do it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I learned that I think you guys do it too.
I started a few years ago.
Well, it started when I was watching shows, like we just watched that Slow Horses on Apple TV Plus, and it's set in England, and the accents are thick.
Was it Downton Abbey where that really kind of became a thing?
Maybe.
Because y'all are Queenies.
The Crown is another one.
The Crown.
We're Queenies.
Yeah, that's right. It was The Crown.
But my wife watched Downton Abbey. I didn't. But when we watched The Crown and became Queenies, yes.
With British English.
Yes. And then we watched Succession, which had a lot of fast-paced dialogue.
Yes.
And I said, I can't keep up. You got to turn this on. So now,
What do your kids think?
well, Now it's just on. So it doesn't matter.
That's just the default setting?
Yeah, it's just the default setting.
In fact, if somehow it gets switched off, I'll be watching something and be like, something's not right here.
Yes.
What's wrong? And I'll realize, oh, wait, closed captioning's
not on.
And the worst is when it's bad closed captioning. Like, sometimes it's either like at a second or two ahead or a second or two behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
That will frustrate me so much.
Well, many times it's a second ahead, and I see the joke or the line or whatever coming, and I stop and think, well, he's about to get it. I know what's going to happen before it happens, just by 1 second. The number, I was stunned by this, recent survey by Samsung says that 70% of people now have their closed captioning on more than half the time.
70?
Yeah.
I think they put it on for a certain show, and then it just stays on,
Mine started because of the girl I was seeing at the time, a few years ago.
Was she mute?
I wish.
No, I don't think that's.
No,
I thought
maybe she might have been hard of hearing.
Oh,
she wasn't that either.
Was she deaf? Was she mute? No.
She just said, I watch TV with closed captioning, and she turned it on mine. And in the beginning, I wanted, of course, to say, absolutely, do whatever you want. You're trying to, and I just got used to it too, and I've never turned it off since.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because we're a non-closed captioning house. We watch TV the way it was intended.
Well, yeah.
When you have the closed captioning on for Slow Horses, Biggie, Yellowstone, whatever it is you're watching, how loud is the volume?
It's about the same. I don't do it because I can't hear. I just do it now.
Can't understand.
But theoretically, you could have the TV on mute.
100%.
Well, you could. But then you'd miss the music and the
sound effects, I suppose.
The sound effects.
I mean, you wouldn't hear the actors' voices.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't listen to it any lower or any louder because to me, it's not about that.
Many times I turn it up because yeah, you're right. I mean, normal volume.
Yeah.
Always normal volume.
Interesting.
Now, my regular, we watch YouTube TV. It's not on there because I've already seen the shows a million times. Modern Family, Friends, you know how I roll.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be. But then on anything on Netflix or Max or Apple TV, whatever, it's always on. Just because it's been on from other shows, so it just stays on. And yes, I like Biggie.
What will you do for the Super Bowl gathering?
No closed caption.
You can't.
No, I think that interrupts because there's so many
full screen.
There's graphics on the screen and everything. You know what I learned about the Super Bowl yesterday? I saw a good interview with Mark Sanchez, who used to be a quarterback, now is a broadcaster for Fox. He said, I really took a lot from this. He said that two things. Teams, especially before big games like the Super Bowl, meet and go through the reputation of every single referee on the field. Like, this guy calls holding a lot. Keep your hands in tight.
Huh.
This guy calls pass interference a lot. Don't do any hand fighting defensive backs. They know. And to the point where they know, like, oh, his wife just had a health scare. So before the game, as you're chatting with the referee, so how's your wife doing? You try to get on their best side.
Scout out the refs.
Yeah, and then the
what we used to do to health inspectors. No, I'm serious. And in fact, if you're in the restaurant game, you probably still do it. You always chatted up the health inspector. Hey! New car. See, the county sprung for you, huh?
How's the wife? Yes. I didn't know. They knew.
Did your kid pass that science project to get an A?
And you always try to tell them one thing. I'm going to let you know the baseboard's a little dirty.
Right,
I know
right,
you don't
right.
like that, but...
Are those rat droppings? How are the kids?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that.